G'day. Welcome to Chuck Chases the Facts, where we look at strange things on the internet and YouTube. Joseph Piggott, who was in one of my previous videos, you remember him. He brought us this.
They stole me for 13 years.
And this.
I told them I'm a federal judge, but they don't believe it.
And this.
They have a goon squad.
He relies heavily on the 1787 Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and America. In fact, they all do. All the Moors out there think that this treaty gives them the blueprint to taking back America. Joseph put up a new video just before Christmas. I will be looking at that next week. That is some comedy gold. So what I thought I'd do is actually break down the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787. All 25 articles. So this will more than likely be a two-part video with my interpretation of what each article means. Sidi Mohammed, or Mohammed III, or the Sultan of Morocco, ruled Morocco from 1757 until his death in 1790. Before coming to power, Morocco experienced wars, turmoil, and instability. During his reign, the Sultan made significant transformations to society, politics, and the economy of Morocco, and he placed tremendous importance on creating international trade with many countries. All the actions taken by Mohammed III found him in good favour with the nations and allowed him to seek agreements in respect of international trade with foreign commercial powers. One such nation was the newly formed United States of America. Thomas Berkeley arrived in Morocco in the early part of 1786 to begin negotiations, and by June 23rd, 1786, both he and the Sultan had signed off on the agreement. Thomas Jefferson then signed the agreement on January 1st, 1787, followed by John Adams on January 25th, 1787. It was then ratified by the Confederation Congress in July of 1787 and proclaimed by the President of the United States of America on July 18, 1787. Well, at least it was proclaimed by John Hanson, who, of course, was not technically the first President of the United States. That was George Washington after the signing of the Constitution in 1789. But that's either another story or a whole new video. So as you may be aware, the treaty has 25 articles. Basically, 2 of those are administration and 14 of which relate to ships or shipping vessels and ports. So I'll break each one down. Like I said, it'll probably be a two-part video, and I'll explain the meaning behind each one according to me and according to sort of common sense. If a third country is needed to explain the article, I'll use Australia as an example. Article 1. We declare that both parties have agreed to this treaty, consisting of 25 articles, shall be inserted in this book and delivered to the Honourable Thomas Berkeley, the agent of the United States now at our court, with whose approbation it has been made and is duly authorised on their part to treat us concerning all the matters contained therein. So, Article 1. meaning that Thomas Berkeley had the authorization to agree to this treaty on behalf of the United States of America and approved it when it was handed to him. Article 2. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, the other party shall not take a commission from the enemy nor fight under their colours. Article 2. The United States of America could not join forces with Australia if Morocco was at war with Australia. Article 3. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, and there shall be found on board subjects or effects belonging to either of the parties, the subjects shall be set at liberty, and the effects returned to the owners. And if any goods belonging to any nation with whom either of the parties shall be at war shall be loaded on vessels belonging to the other party, they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempt being made to take or detain them. Article 3. If Morocco seizes a ship from Australia and there are American prisoners of war on board, they must be set free and sent back to America. Same goes for any stolen goods belonging to America. However, if Morocco found gold on board, they can keep it and they will not be bothered by US officials. Article 4. A signal or pass shall be given to all vessels belonging to both parties, by which they are to be known when they meet at sea. And if the commander of a ship of war of either party shall have other ships under its convoy, the declaration of the commander shall alone be sufficient to exempt any of them from examination. Article 4. Basically, if an American ship joins up with the US fleet to assist in their war, then the Moroccans can't interfere with that ship belonging to the Australians in respect of an inspection, any fees, or any tariffs. Article 5. If either of the parties shall be at war and shall meet a vessel at sea belonging to the other, it is agreed that if an examination is to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only, and if any gun shall be fired and injury done without reason, the offending party shall make good the damages. Article 5. If Morocco is at war and somehow meets a ship belonging to the USA, if an examination has been agreed, a boarding party of 2 or 3 men shall make the inspection, and if a gun is fired and damage is caused, basically, United States will pay for it. Article 6. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty and the effects restored. And in like manner, if any more, not a subject of these dominions, shall make prize of any of the citizens of America or their effects, and bring them into any of the ports of His Majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they will be considered under His Majesty's protection. Article 6. If any Moroccan was to capture an American, he will be set free and his property returned to him. Article 7. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other and have occasion for provisions or other supplies, they shall be furnished without any interruption or molestation. Article 7. If a ship docks at the other party's ports for supplies, then loading of supplies will not be hindered. Article 8. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea and put into one of our ports to repair, she shall be at liberty to land and reload her cargo without paying any duty whatever. Article 8. If an American ship sustains damage whilst at sea, it can go to Morocco and unload any cargo, get repaired, and reload that cargo without paying fees. Article 9. If any vessel of the United States shall be cast on shore on any part of our coasts, she shall remain at the disposition of the owners, and no one shall attempt going near her without their approbation, as she is then considered particularly under our protection. If any vessel of the United States shall be forced to put into our ports by stress of weather or otherwise, she shall not be compelled to land her cargo, but shall remain in tranquillity until the commander shall think proper to proceed on his voyage. Article 9. If an American ship runs aground on the Moroccan coastline, it is not to be approached without the approval of the Americans, as it is considered to be protected by Morocco. Also, if an American ship is forced into a port due to bad weather, it does not have to unload its cargo and remain there until the captain deems the weather favourable to set sail again. Article 10. If any vessel of either of the parties shall have an engagement with a vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers within gunshot of the forts of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible until she is in safety. And if any American vessel shall be cast on the shore on the coast of Wadnoon or any coast thereabout, the people belonging to her shall be protected and assisted until by the help of God they shall be sent to their country. Article 10. If a Moroccan ship encounters an enemy ship, whilst that ship could fire on an American port, then the Moroccan ship shall be protected by the Americans until it is safe. If an American ship should run aground on the coast of Wadnoon, then it shall be protected until it can return to America. Okay, so that is basically the first 10 articles of the treaty. At this stage, I think we can all agree that there is zero in there about, oh God, I hate doing it, taking back America. Oh, I hate these. But there's zero there. There's nothing. It's about ships. It's about capturing prisoners of wars. It's about seizing stolen goods and turning a blind eye. There's nothing. There's just nothing there. We've got 15 to go. Well, sorry, yeah, 15 to go plus one admin. So there's only 14 to go. It'll be on the next video. Unfortunately, that will not be out until next week, as I am now on a 4-day stretch. If I feel so inclined, I will knock it out, but it's just taken a lot of editing, cutting, splicing, etc., etc. So, all of you Albions, all of you Europeans in America, trust me, you have nothing to fear. I mean, we knew that anyway, but just thought I'd break it down and make a point. Okay, if you did like the video, please like and subscribe. Please share it around. I will be back with you next week, somewhere around Sunday or Monday. Mr. Piggott is on the radar, big time. Failing that, I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. G'day.
Yo, peace, family. Yo, peace, family. Welcome back to another episode of Melanin Consciousness. It's your boy Nate, and today we're about to break down the Peace and Friendship Treaty of 1787 between the U.S. and Morocco. And it's like, Nate, why are we talking about a treaty of 1887? Now, I know a lot of you guys have been hearing me say a lot of crazy things lately, and it's like, what the hell is Nate talking about? Honestly, guys, most of the information that I've been saying, the craziest shit I've been saying, has literally have been coming from documented information. And not just any documented information from our congressional records, like right from Congress, right from the government, okay? And so I'm just trying to say, like, the things that I say, I know that they're crazy, but from now on, I'm just going to bring them straight to your face. I'm going to bring them straight to you. Because some of the people who have taught me, my leaders, the people who I get my information from, none of them have told me anything. They ain't said, this is fact. That's opinion. They have not said this is right and this is wrong. You are this and you are not. No one has. All they have said is this. Bro, you have to go learn for yourself. You got to go learn it. So you can go in this direction. You can go over here. You can go look at this. You can look at that. They'll just guide me. They don't tell me nothing. And then when you picked up the information, it is right here in your face. And so I just want to show y'all this because Black folks, we always talk about, we don't know who we are. We don't know who we were before we were black folks. We don't know what our language was. We don't know what our identity was. We don't know where we resided at. Were we in Africa? If we were in Africa, were we in Africa? We don't know these things. But if we go back in history to when this country really became a country, we can understand and try to discern what really was going on. Who really were we? And again, this stuff is right in your face. So before I get to it, I'm going to show y'all. I just want to show y'all this. Like, this is an actual congressional document. Okay, this is a photocopy. So this is the actual seal that's saying that it was photocopied on November 8th, 2007. Okay, September 26th in 1990. It was marked with the congressional stamp. And then look, okay. So I'm gonna show y'all this though. Because 1787, at that time, again, the Constitution, not the Constitution, but the Declaration of Independence came about in 1776. And then the actual Constitution came 1779, I believe, or 8, I don't know. We have 4 Constitutions. They did the shit all crazy and messed up because there was a lot of Reconstruction shit that was going on. But I just want to show you all this because a lot of people always talk about the Moors, right? And how black people, so-called black people, scream that we are Moors now. But I just want to show y'all Article 6, okay? Article 6 says, if any Moor shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects, which means their property, or their personal belongings, their things, to his majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty and effects restored. And in like manner, if any Moor not a subject of the dominions shall make prize of any citizen of America or their effects and bring them into any of the ports of his majesty, they shall be immediately released and they shall be considered as under his majesty's protection. Now, there's so much that was given to y'all right here, and I can't even get into it all right now. But there was so much that was given into here. And that's why it's important that we have to understand certain things. For an example, okay? Like, what is his majesty? It goes back to sovereignty, okay? And I'm not going to get into it right now. But, for example, my biggest concern is this. Even if we're looking at this, okay, Nate, how can you say that we're Moors because of this? I like to question things. So my question is this. Out of all the information we have of history, we have a lot of historical information. I'm talking about history from way back in the day, right? How come nobody be talking about the Moors? How come? If the United States has a treaty, the first treaty with the United States has Moors all up in it, why is that not talked about anywhere in history? Why? They told us we're from Africa, but they didn't say anything about Moors. Well, maybe we're not Moors. They didn't tell us because we're not Moors. They need to tell us. Okay, maybe that's the case. So then who were the Moors, though? Like, who were these people? That's all I want to know. Who were the Moors? And why did they have a deal with America? Huh? I don't know. Now, again, what this treaty was is a peace and friendship treaty, okay? So, peace first. Like, look, we ain't beefing. We not trying to fight y'all. We ain't got no problem with y'all. You ain't got no problem with us, okay? And then it came the Treaty of Tripoli, and that kind of started the commerce trade. And so, all this is about commerce and peace. That's all it is. And so, we know that the United States is an entity that's on top of the land of America. And we have North America, Central America, South America. It's residing in a portion of North America. So who is the heirs of the land? Who owns the land of America? Don't say the Indians, because the Indians are a misnomer. Every other land has a name and a flag attached to it. So China, Chinese. Asian, Asia. America, Indians. Think about that. So yes, Indians were here. But where were the Indians before the Indians? Who was the original inhabitants of America? Now, I'm about to show y'all the definition of Moor. I just Googled this shit. Okay? I just Googled it. Okay? And again, this is a very basic level of this information, y'all. Like, there's so much more to this, but I'm just trying to give y'all a basic level for y'all to understand. The term Moor is an exonym, first used by Christian Europeans to designate the Muslim inhabitants of Maghreb, the Iberian Peninsula, Sicily, and Malta during the Middle Ages. The Moors initially were the indigenous, I don't even know this word. The name was later applied to the Arabs and Iberians. Okay, the term Moor, you heard all that, right? Okay, so that's what they say. Okay, now
welcome to the channel Excellence, where we strive for excellence. We strive to be one better than we were yesterday. Why? Because we have the ability to master our minds. And remember, I'm a mastermind. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. I don't draw up on any titles at all. I do not screen myself for the sake of reputation or fame. I bring to you what comes to me pure, unadulterated, uncut. So understand that I am not here to screen myself for the sake of reputation or fame. I come to y'all in love. I leave y'all in peace. I come to do the work of God, and I'm going to do the damn thing. I'm out.